Hey everyone, I'm Noamori Gaming, welcome back to my channel and welcome to Monster Legends. Check this out, we have a monster challenge to get a nemesis monster, Xiron the Emerald. Now yes, this version of Xiron is not the superior Xiron the Ruby we all know and love, but it's still a nemesis monster. Specifically, this was also the $30 nemesis monster back in the day, and now you can actually get this monster for free. Well, not necessarily for free, it depends if you're a long-term player or not. This monster is going to cost you 90 gems, less than 100 gems if you want to get this monster, if you want to get 100 cells to be able to craft this monster. Also remember though, for nemesis monsters you only need 80 cells and you can craft them. So here's the thing, if you are a long-term player, if I go into my monster vault, and not my monster vault, what am I doing? I'm going to show you guys how to get this monster for that many gems. If I go into my monster vault and I show you guys all of these cells of the legendary monsters that I have, primarily the nemesis, here let me just go by magic. If I scroll all the way to the right, you will notice Xiron the Emerald, I have 75. So if I want Xiron the Emerald, all I need to do is get those 20 cells from the very first node, and I'm good to go, and I can craft it. Because long-term players had these Nemesis survival dungeons where we got to play through the dungeon and accumulate their cells. But those don't exist anymore. But that being said, again, I'm going to show you how to get this monster for 100 gems, around 100 gems, a little less than 100 gems. So the important thing to know is that with the Progressive Island, the way it works is that every single 8 hours, not 4 hours like the mazes, every single 8 hours, you can get 6 collect gold items, 4 feed your monster items, you can fight every 2 hours, and hatch eggs is also every 8 hours. Now, if you're participating in the maze and you're trying to get Kodama maze coins, you could log in every 4 hours and just get half the amounts. So you would get 3 collect gold items and 2 feed your monster items. That is totally fine. So you can still do this while doing the maze, okay? So with that being said, I want to prove that concept before I continue. So here I am on a different account. I haven't moved or done anything. I'm going to collect gold. I'm going to feed my monster. And you know what? I'll just do the fight right now. So let me fight. Pretty easy, right? Fight, auto, OTK everyone, hopefully. Monster ingestion. All right, awesome. OTK, success. So I'm going to exit out of here. I'm going to collect all on gold. Awesome. And then let me feed a monster. I probably have a lot of random monsters I can feed. Level 10, perfect. So let me just feed a monster. You literally just spam feed, and if it doesn't show up, just stop. You know, come back to collect gold. Make sure you get your collect gold items plus 6. There it is, awesome. And then we go back to feeding. Where was it? The minute I click, I'll get my plus 4. Also get my maze coins, awesome. So see, 6 and 4. That is the important thing to remember when it comes to collecting gold and feeding your monsters. So now I can wait 8 hours, log back into the game, and then it'll be 12 out of 27, and so on. So this is pretty straightforward, right? So hopefully you've seen, like, this is the max. If you're like, Armor, why can't I get any more collect gold? Why can't I get any more feed your monster items? It's because there is a cap. It's 6 and 4 every 8 hours. Progressive islands work on an 8-hour interval, and mazes work on a 4-hour interval. And this event is good because it introduces you to the Progressive Island for when Black Feather comes out. Now here is the challenging thing, right? If I scroll to the right over here, the Black Feather event is going to be coming out in 3 days, 18 hours. So you have to make the decision. Do you want to spend some gems here and now to get Xiron the Emerald? Or should you save for Black Feather? Because I'm telling you guys, Black Feather might cost over 150 gems. So in my personal opinion, if you're trying to be competitive, Black Feather is the way to go. You do not want to miss out on Black Feather. This is a cosmic monster. Who knows if there's going to be other ways to obtain them, right? If you look at past mythic monsters, there haven't really been other ways to obtain them. Yes, Social Point releases mini mazes, but those are only for the owners of the cosmic monsters. Of the mythic monsters. So I think it is to your advantage to get every single cosmic and mythic that you can right now when they're first released. Yes, Xiron the Emerald used to be a monster that you pay money for. Yes, Xiron the Emerald would be nice to get, but I think you can actually forego getting the monster. The biggest advantage to getting Nemesis monsters, though, is the fact that you will be able to do the survival dungeons. Let's see if I still have it right here. No, I think it ended on the weekend. So the Nemesis survival dungeon is probably the biggest reason to get Nemesis monsters, and Xiron the Ruby could help you, especially, the Emerald could help you, especially if you have Elementium, Magic Cells, and you could, you know what, rank it up, start beating Nemesis survival dungeon, get your free stuff, right? Get your diamond relic every single time, get a bunch of orbs, get a bunch of gems. So I do advocate for getting the Nemesis as they're still usable just for the dungeons. So now you're probably wondering, okay, Armor, you've talked enough about how the event works and all that. Just tell me how to get the monster. Tell me how to get the monster for free. Tell me how to get the monster for less than 100 gems. Well, I can't take credit for this. I need to give a huge shout out, a huge thanks to AK1234567. He is the owner of the Monster Legends Guides Discord. There will be a link in the description to this Discord. I highly recommend you join it. There is so much useful information. everything you need to know about progressive events, about mazes, about races. They have race logs of the previous races, and typically they tend to repeat, so you can just use that to know what nodes are coming up. So join this Discord. Alright, without further ado, here you go. Xiron the Emerald Challenge. So if you want to get 30 cells, this is what you have to do. On the 20 cell mark, you need to use 0 gems, because it'll be free, after 1 day and 4 hours. So after 1 day and 4 hours, you should be able to successfully have all 27 gold items, all 15 feed your monster items, and all 4 hatched eggs. Now here's the thing, if you need to skip the hatched eggs, in my opinion, go ahead and skip it. Maybe you're participating in breeding events, because there's also breeding events in Monster Legends right now. That's fine, but it should basically be free. And then on the 30 cells, again, it's going to cost you no gems. It'll take 2 days to do that. If you do the math, that is only 3 days and 4 hours. You have a huge buffer period. So if you want to get the first 50, if you want to get the first 50 Nemesis cells for Xiron the Ruby for free, it's not going to cost you any gems. It takes a total of 3 days and 4 hours. You have a huge buffer, so even if you can't log in every 8 hours, or if you miss a login, that's totally fine. You have a huge buffer in that period, right? So what you could also do is get these 50 cells from here, and then with your Nemesis souls, maybe buy some Ruby cells. Or sorry, Ruby. I keep saying Ruby because she's the only one I think of when I think of Xiron. It's not even a she, it's a it. But with that being said, maybe during Nemesis survival days, or during the Nemesis days, you can use your souls to specifically buy Emerald cells. So then you would essentially get a free Nemesis, completely free. Now the alternative is, assuming you don't have any cells of this monster, of Xiron the Emerald, and you want to get it for the first time ever, it's only going to cost you 90 gems. Take a look at that. Take a look. So at the 20 cell mark, you're actually going to pay 21 gems after 16 hours have passed. So essentially after 3 collections. The first collection is free. You saw me log into that other account. That was the first time I played on the account. I did a collection. Then you wait 8 hours, you do another collection, then you wait 8 hours, and you do another collection. So in total, you've played for 16 hours, right? The first time you logged in, collected, 8 hours later collected, 8 hours later collected. And that's why, if you look at the corner, it says 18G, 12F. That means 18 gold items, 12 feed your monster items. So you should be at 18 out of 27, and you should be at 12 out of 15. And the hatch egg should be at 3. Honestly, the hatch egg, it's not a big deal if you do it or don't do it. Same for breeding. So then it should cost around 21 gems. Go ahead and gem it. The minute you gem, listen to me, the minute you gem, you can start on the next node. So do a collection and then keep doing collections. And so after 28 days, 1 day, 9 hours, 20 minutes, it's literally that precise, but it doesn't have to be that precise. Basically, again, if you look at the Discord, there's a section where it tells you how everything respawns. So for example, collect gold. Collect gold item respawns every 8 hours, right? You can get 6 every 8 hours. If you do the math, that means it takes like an hour and 20 minutes per gold item. So that's why it's 9 hours, 20 minutes, right? That's why it's 31 gold, 20 feed, and so on. So that'll cost around 28 gems. On the 50 cells, it'll cost 41 gems, and that's after a day and 20 hours of playing. And so the chest is free. The chest doesn't take anything. You just collect gold once and you get a free era chest. So you get Xiron the Emerald and a free era chest for 90 gems. Look at the total time. The total time is 1 day, 21 hours, and 20 minutes. Even that has a buffer period. So that's cool. So you can get this monster for 90 gems. I'm going to go ahead and say 90 to 110 gems, just in case there is some like delays in your logins or whatever. But it is possible. A Nemesis monster for 100 gems. Isn't that crazy when this monster used to cost $30? Dang, how the times have changed. But yes, this monster is available to all players. Now, the biggest thing you have to ask yourself, once again, is do you want to spend, right? Do you want to spend when we know we have Black Feather going on? That is the challenging issue, but ultimately, I can't decide for you. That's ultimately up to yourself. So, the information is there. You guys now know how to do it. So, good luck to all of you. Here is another screenshot, actually. So, this is for 50 cells again, but this time look at the total time. 3 days, 16 hours. Huge buffer period there, right? You have like what, an 8-hour buffer period, 7-hour buffer period, and it's going to cost 111 gems. And 21 gems at 0 days, 33 gems at 1 day, 8 hours. So see, it really depends on when you gem. It changes the cost of the overall nodes. But yeah, I would say 100 gems is a good like average. So you can get Xiron the Emerald. I hope this video was helpful. Again, I highly recommend you join this Discord. It is super useful. It will help you out in everything you have. Any questions you might have, it will help you out immensely. And let me go ahead and show you guys this again, just because I want to emphasize it. Black Feather's tail events. I made a video on this previously. It's the sneak peek with Bombetta, but just in case you haven't seen that video, I will link it in the description below. But my biggest reason for why I recommend everyone save gems is because some players I've seen in the comments have been saying, hey Armor, you can get the monster for cheap thanks to the Black Feather Tails chest. It says for every compass, you get 1 cell. Right? The thing is, in order to unlock this chest, you need a progressive key or a Tails key. And the thing is, this is the first time Social Point has ever done this, so we don't know when you get that Tails key. Whether this Tails key is, it's not something you get right away. I think everyone is assuming you're going to be able to access the progressive events and the Tails key you'll get right away. I really think it's going to be more like the monster right here. I think it's going to be 20 cells of Black Feather, then 30, then 50, and then it's going to be the Tails key. That is what I think. So if I'm right about that, you are going to need your 150 gems-ish in order to get the progressive monster, and then you'll get the Tails key, and then you can use all of your extra compasses to get more cells. That is the way I'm interpreting it, just because I don't think... Watch, if I show you how many I have right now, if I go to scroll, I have 55. So if it costs 25 to enter the progressive, I can get 30 cells for free? I don't think so. So yeah, that's my guess on it, but I could be wrong, but it's better to be safe than sorry. So I would go ahead and just make sure you have gems saved up. Again, it's up to you whether or not you want to get Xiron the Emerald. It is a good price for a Nemesis, right? It's way better than buying chests, Nemesis souls and all that, and buying individual cells. So if you had the gems for it, I would maybe do some monster woods if that'll help. Keep in mind, in the dungeons right now, we have the easy gem dungeon. We're going to have the medium and the hard gem dungeon. Yeah, so this will give you additional gems. So kind of calculate whether or not you'll be able to get the monster. But it's a good opportunity. So I wanted to make this video to give a shout out to Monster Legend Guides because they provide all the knowledge. And then I distribute the knowledge. And yeah, hopefully you guys can use this to your advantage. So with that being said, guys, I'm Armor Gaming. Thank you all for watching. Let me know what you think if you have any questions. And remember to subscribe.